Alright guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to go over an article titled, Feminism Isn't Enough, It's Time We Demand Male Oppression. And guys, this article is obviously written by a woman, and she's obviously an feminist. And you're going to see here as I go through this, is she's pretty much saying what the title says. Basically, get rid of men, have women run the show, blah, blah, blah. Now, here's the thing. If you guys take a moment and you click on the link in the description and you go to the article, you're going to see at the top in red letters it's going to say satire. However, given the fact that I've been doing this for about 1.5 years and the countless articles I've read, and plus my life experience and what I'm sure many of you guys have experienced, in my opinion, I don't think she's kidding. I think she's writing this under the thing that says satire, but this is how she really thinks and how she really feels and how a lot of these nut jobs really think, okay? It's scary. So it's important that, guys always talk about this and point these things out because there are real wackos out there that believe this type of crap that she says. So I'm going to do this anyway, even though she claims, obviously, it's a satire, it's not meant to be real. I call bullshit. I think it's absolutely how she thinks, and people like her would have things if they could. And what's funny, guys, is I go through this, and I want you to really listen to this to the end. If a guy wrote this, even under the thing of satire, he would still be in a, how the reaction would happen if a guy wrote this, right? It wouldn't go well for him, right? But if a gal does it, hey, it's okay, right? So I want you guys to listen to this whole thing, and let me know at the end in the comment section, what do you think? Do you think that pure satire, she doesn't mean a word she's saying, or she absolutely means what she's saying? I'll let you guys decide that. I'll be eager to see what you guys have to say. So anyhow, I'm going to jump right into it. She says here, with it being International Women's Month, obviously this was a few months ago, I got to thinking about how feminism just isn't doing it for me anymore. Equality between men and women? Absolutely not. Ladies, it's about time we demand misandry. That's right, we need to oppress men. There's no way she's joking here, okay? There's no way. There's just too many of these nut jobs in the world that want this. I just don't buy it. Okay? We demand this. We need to oppress them. Feminism isn't working. What isn't working? Right? I mean, let's be honest. The deck is stacked against guys right now. It's been going on for 40 years. Look how things are in the media, television, movies, you name it. Everything. Right? You need more? Feminism has far too long catered to men in assuring them we just want to be seen as the same. Babe, I'm not the same. Men are smelly, naive, and hormone-driven. We can't trust them with even the smallest amount of power. You're not smelly. You're not naive. You're not hormone-driven. Let's talk about how pretty much a woman's operating system is run by their emotions. You're not talking about hormones running the show? The Y chromosome has spent too long being in the middle of everyone's business, especially considering research points to it weakening over time. The Y already has less genes on it, and evolution will not be kind. I'm starting to wonder why we ever thought the shrivelly little thing was superior. She's not joking. She's angry. There is simply nothing appealing about men, and I don't understand it. Their fragile egos have caused all the world's issues, from enslaving people. I'm not going to get into too much detail there because we know how YouTube is. They didn't understand to destroying the environment for capitalistic gain. Who's left to clean up the mess? Oh, okay, so put it all on us, right? It makes me think of that whole school in Australia that made the whole group of kids that were in middle school, the boys, stand up and apologize to all the girls in the school for all the things that once was done by a certain small percentage of guys in the population. I'm sure you guys heard that story there. Ridiculous. You're going to blame us now for things that happened in the past. And let me tell you something here. By and large, I hate to admit this, but let's be honest here. By and large, a lot of guys that were in positions of power and made decisions that did a lot of very negative, ugly things in history, guess what? They definitely, there was a power behind the throne whispering in their ear. And it wasn't other guys. It was their women. It was their wives, okay? Let's be honest here. Manipulation goes back to Eve and the apple, okay? So don't just put on guys. The age of girl bosses need to come to a close. I don't want to hear about white feminists shattering the glass ceiling or whatever. We need to totally reverse the privilege pyramid and put men in their rightful place. Put us in our rightful place? Well, let's see how things have been going for the last few decades when feminism has gone stronger and stronger here in the West. How's that gone over? We got more single moms than ever. The divorce rate is higher than ever. Birth rates have taken a nosedive. Governments are really worried about this, how it's going to affect, the economy and, of course, how the government runs things in the future. This is a deep concern of theirs, okay? Where do you think all that comes from? Also, less and less people are getting married or waiting way longer to get married, right? And of course, you got more and more single moms now out there raising kids. I'm not saying not all of them are bad, but let's be honest, you don't have a father figure around. That leads to a lot more boys getting into trouble and all that. So again, tell me how, it's been so bad. How guys are so bad and how it's so great how things have been going. Get the hell out of here. And putting us in our rightful place, guess what? You need us. Feminism has been trying to right men's wrongs for over 150 years, and it's clear that it's not enough. Again, because it's done such a great job in the last few decades when it's really had its iron grip on things. Misandry presents the ultimate solution. The age of the white cliche man needs to come to a close. With women at the helm, the ship would run much smoother. Finally, a person capable of empathy making decisions for the world. Yeah, sure. Let's see how that goes, okay? The ship would run smoother. I did an article about a year ago about how an idealistic woman in the fashion industry started an all-female company over in the UK. I'm sure many of you guys heard this story. And long story short, it was all women there, and it was a complete disaster. There were factions and fighting, and the job never got done. And she eventually, went out of business. And at the end of the article, the woman who did this social experiment admitted, I should have hired just men. Right? Write that in there. So yeah, let's have them all run the show. Let's see how well that goes. I'm not saying all are bad, but I'm saying get together. It's a whole different dynamic. Says not only will misandry benefit women, non-binary folks, and all patriarchy-affected people, but it will also benefit men as well. No longer will they be hurting themselves in their confusion. A big, strong woman can come along and take care of them. Oh, okay, let's just see how that goes. This is what she really thinks, guys. I do not buy this. Oh, it's just satire. Satire my butt. With misandry, men will no longer fear being held accountable for S-word harassment and other things because they won't have the power to threaten people around them in the first place. Seems like a win-win situation to me. She talked about accountability. Last time I checked, women are not exactly great in the accountability department. Call me crazy, but I believe I'm not the only one that has observed that thing. Men might be thinking, how will women even cope without us telling them what to do? And that is so close to having validity. Yet I'm thinking, we'll manage. Anything you do, we can do better. That's pretty much the chant, the theme song to feminism today's world. Anything you can do, we can do better because you're the enemy. That's what it's been made us out to be. It's crazy. She says, but men dominate the workforce. Says Mary, a certain Twitter account. Men make up 73.3% of Congress, 87% of engineers, 96.5% of firefighters. Get back in the kitchen, females. Okay, and anybody can spray some water, build some bridges, or vote no on life-saving legislation. Men are not special. Women can do it half the time with twice the style. Last time I checked, when I'm in the car and I'm seeing road construction outside in the bitter cold, in the snow, in the rain, or in these 95-degree days out here in New England, last time I checked, you don't see a whole lot of women working out there doing that type of stuff. Why? They don't want to. And yet here, we can do these type of things. I don't see a whole lot of female firefighters get on the job hauling all the hoses and all the equipment, all that stuff. Not a whole lot. Or in construction or all these other things. And you can bet your ass if there's a war, you're not going to see most women running out there to volunteer to sign up. They'll be more than happy to go back to the kitchen and start vacuuming at that point. So I don't want to hear this nonsense here. It's time we place some respect on women and give them what they deserve. Feminism simply isn't enough. Oh, for what we've been having right now in 2021, and you're telling me that what's been going on isn't enough, okay? It's a complete mess. How much more does she want this thing? This is what she really thinks. It's not intersectional enough. It's not achieving enough. It's not moving fast enough. At the current rate, it'll take over 250 years for the gender pay gap to close. Sure, honey. I don't deserve the same as my male counterparts. I deserve better. All the ladies and non-binary people do. It's time we got what we deserved. Well, it is time you got what you deserve, but I can't say exactly what you do deserve here in this video. Otherwise, I'll be booted off YouTube. But you get the point. So anyhow, guys, I'm going to read you a few comments that somebody put below here. One guy says, well, I guess we can find dispense once and for all this silly idea that feminists don't hate men. See? Again, she says it's satire, but no. This is how she thinks and how she feels. Another guy says, can you imagine everybody is going to lose their minds all over the place if a man wrote an article of pro this and just called it satire? That's what I said in the beginning. If a guy wrote this and it was supposed to be satire, just joking around, people would lose their damn minds. You know, you would hear about this actual article here instead of this being kind of an obscure article. It would be talked about on CNN and MSNBC, New York Times, Washington Post, about how dare this guy do this, you know? And they'd be calling out for the guy to be canceled and all that, interviewing people, family members, and his co-workers. No joke. Another guy says, so I'm assuming you have a pure hatred of your father and your brother then. Since all men are smelly, naive, and hormone-driven, just make sure you start your oppression at home and see how that works out. That's funny. But anyhow, guys, it's a quick article. I saw that today. I wasn't going to do a video today because I've been out this weekend, but I saw that. I wanted to quick get it in today. But anyhow, let me know what you think. Yes or no? Do you think this is purely satire? She doesn't mean a word she says? Or she absolutely means what she says? I'm in the camp. She's writing under the protection of the whole satire thing, but this is exactly how she thinks and feels. 100%. But again, this is today's world. There are wackos like her that really do believe this. And if by some slim chance she sees me do this video on YouTube and gets back to me, I guarantee she's going to say, oh, you're an idiot, dude, because I didn't mean a word I said. Bullshit. She absolutely meant what she said. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. So, anyhow, guys, that's it for today. Quick video. I thought you found it pretty funny. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.